You and your cat should actually be a loving little family, but sometimes it happens that cats simply have enough of their owners. This can be a temporary reaction if your furry friend is annoyed with you at the moment, but it could also be that they generally don't like you anymore because you behave too often in a way that makes them feel uncomfortable. But how can you recognize that your cat has had enough of you? In this video, we'll show you 12 behaviors by which your house cat unambiguously expresses their displeasure. Number 1. Growling. We usually associate growling with dogs, and we know a growling dog is not in a good mood, and we should leave them alone. But cats can growl too, and it can even sound much more threatening than with dogs. If your cat growls at you, it's a clear signal that says, "Leave me alone, I don't like you right now, and I will defend myself if you get too close." Number 2. Hissing. Not every cat growls at their humans. Often cats prefer to hiss instead. It may not sound as threatening as growling, but it is just as clear a sign that something is not right with your cat. By hissing, cats warn their enemies that they are ready to attack if they are not left alone, and their boundaries are respected. Number 3. Scratching. If hissing and growling don't help, a cat in a bad mood may also lash out with their claws. This can happen suddenly, without them having hissed or growled at you beforehand. Scratching is a defensive reaction, mainly used when the cat feels threatened or pressured. You'll usually only get scratched if you get too close to your kitty and they don't like it for some reason, perhaps because they have a general dislike for you. Number 4. Biting. While claws may be quickly unsheathed, biting involves greater aggression. For example, if you want to carry your cat against their will or repeatedly touch them when they don't want it, you risk a bite. Even in more excited situations such as play, your cat may simply bite if something doesn't suit them, like scratching. Biting serves for defense and is usually only used when they feel attacked by you. Number 5. Swatting with the paw. It doesn't always have to result in deep bleeding injuries. Some cats don't scratch or bite but just swat with their paw. With this, your kitty is showing you that they could scratch you if they wanted to. It's also a threatening gesture but without a real attack. If your cat swats with one front paw in your direction as you approach them, they're telling you, "Stop, hands off." Number 6. Fluffing fur. Cats that have had enough of their owners often quite literally get their fur standing on end. The fur stands up, making your house cat look very bristly. This isn't intentional behavior, but an instinctive physical reaction like goosebumps in humans. By fluffing their fur, cats show each other when they don't like one another and are ready to fight. This reaction occurs with humans too, but humans often don't understand why the cat suddenly looks so puffed up. Number 7. Tail lashing. It is better known that cats that are not in a good mood lash their tails back and forth. Unlike dogs who show joy by wagging their tails, a lashing tail in a cat is a warning signal. Tail lashing is an unconscious reaction to something or someone, making the cat nervous. If your house cat lashes their tail near you, it means that you are unsettling them. Number 8. Staring. Does your house cat fixate on you with their eyes? Do their eyes even narrow into small slits? That looks angry, and that's how it's meant. By staring at you this way, they keep a very vigilant eye on you and target you in case they have to defend themselves against you. Number 9. Walking away and hiding. Not every cat reacts aggressively when they want some peace or want nothing to do with someone. More peaceful felines often simply prefer to retreat, walk away, or even hide. If your cat sometimes leaves the room after you enter or just walks away while you are cuddling or playing, you don't have to worry. However, if you find that your cat consistently shows this behavior and always seeks distance as soon as you appear, it doesn't cast a good light on your relationship. Number 10. Ignoring. Does your cat treat you like air? That's also a sign that they have had enough of you. While it's normal for cats to decide whom or what to pay attention to, if your cat is grooming themselves, sharpening their claws on the scratching post, playing, or observing something, they are simply so engrossed that they don't have time for you. Normally, they should still glance at you briefly if you say something to them. If they ignore you completely and perhaps very often, they are showing you that they fundamentally don't have much interest in you. Number 11. Urinating in the house. A very visible and unfortunately also smelly sign that your cat has had enough of you is left in the form of puddles in the house. Why should they bother going to the litter box when they live with someone they don't like? With puddles on the floor and wet spots on the sofa where you suddenly sit, they can best show you that something about you doesn't suit them. Of course, they don't plan this intentionally, but it's simply an instinctive way to express their displeasure. But be careful. If your cat suddenly becomes unclean, it can also be a sign of illness. Number 12. Scratching furniture. Normally, cats use a scratching post to sharpen their claws. However, if a house cat is dissatisfied with its owner, it suddenly forgets about the scratching post and finds that upholstered furniture, wallpaper, curtains, and wooden furniture are also quite wonderful for deploying their claws. The more often you find slit and scratched furnishings in your home, the more clearly it indicates that your cat has had enough of you, especially if your cat has previously known and followed the rules of the house precisely. How should you react? Whatever you've just done that has irritated your furry friend, stop doing it right away. Don't pet your cat to soothe it at this moment either, or you risk receiving some serious flesh wounds. But you must not scold or punish them when they show their dislike, as this will only make things worse. Act calmly and ignore your cat in those moments until they stop their aversion behavior. But you should get to the root cause of their aversion towards you. Is it just a reaction in a specific situation? Then perhaps you are doing something wrong in their eyes, and you need to find out what that is so you no longer annoy your kitty. Or do they react with aversion as soon as they see you or you come close? Then they have a fundamental problem with you. To find out why, you should critically examine and observe your own behavior. Maybe that way you can understand why you've angered your house cat so much. In any case, you should ignore the negative reactions of your cat and not reinforce them by talking to them, neither in a friendly nor reproving manner. Aside from that, you still need to be friendly, meet your cat's needs, and show them your love, but you mustn't press them. If they don't want to cuddle with you, you have to accept that. You can still show your love by speaking gently to them, sitting close, and taking good care of them. If your cat suddenly behaves in a standoffish or aggressive manner, you must also consider that they might be ill. Discomfort in cats often manifests as bad mood. Even if they don't like it, you should take them to the vet in this case. Are you interested now in the 12 mistakes almost everyone makes when petting a cat? Then click on the picture to the left and watch our video about it. Or do you want to know the 13 things you should never do if you love your cat? Then click to the right now.